Kacey Taylor is an exchange student from the USA and has studied at Zebar School for Children for the academic year 2022 to 2023 in 11th grade Humanities. She has been a good friend and a great help in class. She has also taken up volunteering work in her free time, which is a mere reflection of a kind and generous personality. Today, she is here with us to share her experience of living in India and studying in Zebar School for Children. Hi Kacey, and I thank you for being with us here today.
Hello Soumya.
I have a list of questions for you that I would like you to answer as this is an interview. The first question is, how did you prepare when you knew you were going to a foreign country for your exchange program? What were the things you did?
So I actually only understood that I was going to India only around 3 months prior to coming to India. So I didn't have that much time to prepare, and honestly, I knew that I just wanted to live to my fullest and go in with not a lot of prior images in my head. So I didn't really research, but I knew that there were certain things I had to know, such as what clothes to wear and how my family was going to behave around me, what cultural standards I would have. Some ways I prepared was I knew before that I really couldn't handle spicy food. So in my very small town of around 200,000 people, I looked for any and all Indian restaurants and I tried out some of the food. However, there were only like one restaurant in my whole entire city. And when we went, it was underwhelming, let's just say, and very, very spicy. So I was crying, bawling, and I was thinking, how am I going to go to India if I can't even handle an Indian restaurant in my home? So I'm very happy to be placed in Gujarat because my family is very nice and has made things a little sweeter and less spicy, but I also think my spice tolerance has been up and I'm happy to be here.
That is a good thing. That is one thing you have achieved on your trip, is that your spice tolerance is up. That is great. So even if the spicy food was a hurdle, why did you choose India for your program?
Honestly, my program is a scholarship program, so I ranked the countries. I wouldn't say I ranked India first, but it was around the middle. I didn't really have a preference. I went in saying, I want to go anywhere, just not stay in my hometown, because I think exploring the world, seeing other cultures is something that's really integral and important for me. So coming to India, I didn't really have an expectation, but I was very happy to be placed here because I previously knew about things like Bollywood music and about food, which I was scared for, but I also was very excited to go outside of what my mom was making when she first didn't like being a cook and didn't use spices at all. So I was happy to be here.
That's great. I mean, I'm sure you've liked India and you've been so glad having you here as well. Another question for you is, how was your experience particularly with Zebar, the school?
Well, being here right now, I really missed it. I haven't been here for 2 months. And I think that it's hard going from an American high school to somewhere in India, but Zebar really made me feel included. Anytime that they had an event, they would ask me personally and they would try and reach out to me to make me feel included. Even on the Indian Constitution Day, when we had that play, Miss Jackson Karen ma'am, she specifically was like, Kacey, you gotta be in this. And so I got to memorize my little speech as a British reporter person.
And you played a British reporter as well as a comic.
Gosh, it's horrible, but
you played your part very well.
Yes, I was very happy to be here because I think just the inclusion, and even the first day, people were coming up to me and just being so sweet. In the United States, you don't find that particularly where you have to be the outgoing person, but in India, a lot of people are outreaching to you. And I also think that in Zebar, I had a lot of experiences with things like the Interact Club, where I was able to go see things like the slums in a safe and secure situation, where I didn't have to do it by myself, but I also felt like I was giving back to the community. I was seeing things in the culture or in the country that I hadn't seen before, and I was really appreciative to get a new hindsight on what I was doing here and the situation in India.
If I'm not wrong, you went to the clothes distribution program as well, right?
Yeah.
To the slums, yeah, we both went there. I mean, that was such an amazing experience. You got to see how those people live and
Constitution play again. It was really amazing. But I think all in all, I really enjoyed political science and psychology. Those are things that weren't offered in my previous school. This is much more specialized, having humanities and being able to see things like political science. I think I got to get an understanding of the political party in India, and my host dad being a lawyer, was really integral for me to go to Zebar School for Children, understand something in political science like the local government system. And then I would go home and I would discuss it with him, and I think that was something that really made our bond stronger and made my time in India better, because I got to understand a deeper level of India. And one of the things that I really enjoyed was in just Karen's man's class, we really got to discuss our own opinions as well as situations that were happening around us in current news. And I think that was just something you don't get to have in the United States, because the classes are very big and we don't have that much time. And so I was very glad to get to discuss things with my peers and then get to discuss them with my family as well. I think that was amazing.
Really, your enthusiasm in political science classes was clear. We had debates, we had discussions, agreements, disagreements as well. So it was really, informative to learn your side as well. Your thought process was, I'm not saying completely different, but there was a difference between how the students of our class and you thought. And I mean, you gave us so many examples of your country as well. I got to learn about America so much, so deeply. You told me about their system, government systems, and everything that's going on there right now. It was educated for everyone in the class, I think. And you told the differences between American system and Indian education system. So would you like to elaborate on these differences?
I don't have anything bad to say, but I would say India is much more individualistic based. You have to be self-sustaining, self-supporting, you have to study on your own, but there's much more time in India. There's much more time to study. I know we had a lot of periods where we would self-study, and I think that really taught me to be motivated within myself, and it taught me to check up on myself, so I was really happy about that. And we also had a lot of time for questions. I think that the teachers, every step of the way, especially since it's English medium, when people come from Hindi or Gujarati backgrounds, because it was English medium, the teachers were really good at explaining. And it helped me a lot, because in the United States it's faster. And for me it was slower, and we got to ask so many questions, and I got to be interested in what I was learning. I think also being in humanities, it was much more specific than in the United States, where we have to do 4 classes of each subject, which is math, science, history, and English. You don't get to specialize in one thing. So I was really happy to specialize in something that would help me in my cultural experience, cultural learning in India. I think so too. One of the differences was I actually had a lot of psychological support here. Miss Sukadama, she was the psychologist, school psychologist thing, counselor. And in the USA, we do have that, but I feel like I was approached personally, and when I did have problems, I felt really comfortable going to the counselor and asking her. I had a lot of as a cultural student, I missed things, and going to her made me feel a lot better, and I was also given a lot of techniques of studying from other peers. Here it is much more test-based, but you do have a lot of support, and your teachers are always giving you studying methods. They're always helping. And in the US, it's more peer support-based, and you can probably get a good grade even if you're not smart or if you're not trying. But here you really have to learn, and teachers really push you to learn, and they want you to succeed. So I think US, I love it because it's very open. You get to decide what you want to do for yourself. But in India, the teachers, they really want you to succeed, whilst in the United States, you don't have that support, but it depends on your own type of person.
The teachers are extremely supportive to every student, and they want every student to do the best they can. I mean, they don't force anyone, but they do push us to do our best. So lastly, any special message for the teachers or any of your specific friends from the class?
Oh God.
And mind you, I'm sitting.
Nothing bad. I actually forgot to mention this in the first question, but my mom, she was an exchange student prior to me, and when she was my age. And so when I was preparing a lot for India, I was like, Mom, what do? I'm so scared. And so she just told me to be open to everything, try everything, no matter what. Don't close off your mind. So from that, I was able to do everything culturally. Like in the United States, I probably wouldn't have even danced for Navaratri. I would have been, don't come up to me, I'm scared. But here, I felt so included. And I just think I really wanted to say thank you for including me and making me feel comfortable in certain situations. But I also want to say that if you do have the experience to go to another culture, I mean, everyone here has already accepted me, and I think they've tried to learn from me as much as possible. But if you have the experience, just be open to everything and anything, and be happy and optimistic any path in life. And I think that's what people have allowed me to do here. And I think in every part of the world, people just want to see you succeed. And as long as you're not self-doubting yourself, then you can get to that place where you are at your best and you have met people from across the world, but still feel like you're a part of them.
So that is so thoughtful, Kacey. I mean, I applaud your bravery because I know people who are good in class or in co-curriculars, but not a lot of them will have the bravery or have the intent to go to another country, live alone, away from their family for so long, and be happy there, be successful there. And I mean, you had a great run in India, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And that must take so much courage to come here, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you so much, Soumya. I'm really happy. I'm so happy to be here with you and see you again. So
thank you once again, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.